Hey ho, how do you do, people of the interwebs? It is I. I indeed have returned. Um, there is something going on with my iRacing for some reason. I don't know why. I keep trying to log in, and it's just not logging in. I don't know if iRacing is down right now or something else, but it does not seem to be working, which is a bit of a shame. Hello, Eric. Hey, Psycho. Hey, Nadop. Welcome in. Good evening, fellas. We're back. I missed the sim. I missed the sim quite a lot. I did one last refinement to the pedals. I used the stiffest springs actually. I'm using the stiffest throttle spring. I'm using the stiffest brake. Not the stiffest brake. I'm using the stiffest clutch spring, and they feel absolutely fantastic. They're super smooth, nice and controlled, just like I want them. Once my feet starts getting used to this, my feet are kind of getting used to this brake actually. I do feel like I maybe want to change one of the springs to a stiffer spring. Right now, I have a stage 3 brake on both of them, both at the same type of spring. I might want to get one of each different spring, like a soft one and then a harder one. So I'm going to swap the bottom one for a harder spring, just one level harder to get that two-stage progression. Right now, it's going down a bit too quickly. But the throttle feels fantastic. The clutch feels fantastic. There, you can see down here, my iRacing is just not loading in for some reason. I don't know why that is. I don't know why it's being moody today. What's up with my iRacing? Is iRacing okay, guys? Does anyone know if iRacing's okay? Usually, if iRacing's okay, yeah, it keeps logging me out. You see that? Oh, also, I should probably turn this back off, shouldn't I? Yeah. Race iRacing on system maintenance. Good one. Let's check it out. iRacing. Usually it happens on Tuesday. Sometimes it happens on Wednesday. Yeah, it says it's okay. iRacing in maintenance mode, no, it's fine. It should be fine. So what's up with that? What is wrong with my iRacing account? What's up with my iRacing account? Let me check my email. Has something happened to me? Weird. Yeah, I'm putting in the right email, the right password. Also, in case you can't tell by my fluttering hair, fan is back. My number one fan is back. The replacement fan blade came in the mail today, so I fixed it up. And I also properly fixed the bracket on the wall this time, so it won't fall down and won't try to kill me again. Hopefully. What's up with this? Okay, incorrect credential. That means this is the correct credential. So why is it not logging me in? It keeps spinning. I keep getting stuck in this checking credentials. Okay, no, please wait. Loading initial data. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. We're back again in iRental. Yes, there we go. We are back. The I tested series is live, and I really wanted to check it out. It's a multi-class race at the Glen with the multi-car start, and I thought this would be kind of cool to give a try. Now we can either do that or we can do an Optima. Yeah, iRacing's okay, man. I really want to do a Watkins Glen, but oh my god, look at this. Holy moly. No one's doing this. No one's doing Watkins Glen. I know the first couple of races. Look at that. Two drivers, one driver, one driver, one driver. These were fine. 12 drivers, 9 drivers, 10 drivers. So I'm just really, really unlucky with the time then. No, no, it's not that. It's just that I'm Asian, right? Again, middle finger to being Asian, right? Screw you if you're Asian, because when you're driving, the rest of the world, the people who are iRacing sweats, they're not awake. Unfortunately, I can't really do this at the time when I come out of work in the evening. I just want to jump on iRacing, do a race. I can't do this. So the only way I can do it is I gotta jump in on the weekend, like during the day, and hope that some of these drivers are online to do this. So the weekends are like the best day to do. The weekends or right after reset. Like the first 3 to 4 slots have a lot of heavy traffic and then it just dies off. Like I would expect Watkins to be a rather popular track, but no one did it. Last week at Mexico was lonely. No one did the race. I was lucky to get one race, barely got any points from it. Like I would also expect Silverstone and Interlagos to be very, very lonely and quiet as well. Like it will be very, very hard to earn points in this season. Oran Park and Mount Panorama might be the only ones that might have some traffic, some traction, because a lot of people own those tracks, I would hope. But for now, I know the title says we're doing an Adelaide track guide, but I really, really wanted to give this I Tested series a go. So I figure let's jump in the Ferrari, see what we can do. Let's do hypercar. Let's do hypercar. Why not? Also the paid. Exactly. People do the Cadillac a lot, right? People do the Cadillac a lot. Not a lot of people do the Optima. The Optima is one of the least used cars, unfortunately, to my disdain. But at the same time, yeah, the paid tracks doesn't help. I think it's incredibly stupid to put a free series with a majority roster using paid tracks. You're just not gonna get the participation numbers. What are you expecting? You're just not gonna get the participation numbers. Tonight, I am planning for a very short stream, right? I actually wasn't planning to do this race, but the fact that I see it here now, I figured it'll be nice to explore the new per class pace car starts in multi-class sessions. I want to see how it works, even though it's going to be in beta. There might be some bugs. It might be weird at first, but let's give it a try. Let's see how fun it is. How long is the race too? Doesn't say here. It's a half an hour race, so it's pretty long. So yeah, that will occupy a bit of our time. After we're done with this race, I say we're gonna jump into Adelaide. We're jumping into Adelaide with the Porsche Cup, and yep, like I said, we're doing a track guide for Adelaide tonight with the Porsche Cup because in a couple of weeks is round 3 of the Porsche Esports Super Cup regionals of the Asia Pacific region. So we're gonna try to do our best, right? We're gonna see what we can do. Oh, now here's something weird. Configure controls. Why? Why do I need to configure controls? I thought I already did. Turn wheel fully one way and then the other, return to center. Okay, yeah, this has been something weird as well. I've had to recalibrate my hardware. Yesterday I did a bit of Assetto Corsa Evo, and I also lost all my input bindings for some reason. And I had to rebind everything again. I don't know what happened, why all my control binds are gone. It wasn't the case. Depress the throttle, press the brake. Calibrate to detect clutch. Sequential shifting, shift, upshifting. Yeah, look, even the buttons are all wrong for some reason. I don't know what happened. Look left, look right, exit. Okay, that is so weird. That is so weird. That is super weird. I don't know why this is happening. Maybe it's an iRacing thing. Yeah. So yesterday I did a quick fun race in a Assetto Corsa Evo. I was just driving around, checking out the new track, and also I did a daily race in the Porsche 911 Cup car. You know me, I like a Porsche Cup. It was at Imola, and I thought, okay, I've done Imola on iRacing a lot. How hard can it be? Right? How hard can it be? Not hard at all. And I was driving really, really well, or so I thought. And then when I did the race, I was 4 seconds behind everyone. But here's a funny story actually. I was 4 seconds behind everyone. Also, is the audio like nice and loud for y'all? Do y'all need me to be louder by any chance? Let me just try to like get the audio up real quick. Because I do realize sometimes it's not always balanced. Yeah, there we go. All good, loud and clear. Nice. Oh, there we go. Exactly what I said. All my keybinds are busted. All my keybinds are gone. Notice how it says, there we go, device -1. What's that? Why -1? I need to reassign everything. Why is it -1? Why not have the right? Usually it doesn't affect it if I change my Simpro preset. That is so weird. Next black box. Previous black box. Next splits delta display. Yeah, look, all my controls are gone, dude. Where's like my the ABS and the traction control and all that? Is it here? Wait, where's the ABS? TC? Where's all that? Did iRacing reset the key button? I think they did. It looks like they did. Where's all that? Car setup. Okay, there we go. ABS set. Brake bias set. Traction control. Wait, no, that's not how it is. MGUK deploy mode set. Okay. Deploy mode set. Okay, they changed this. They changed how this works. Traction control 1 set. Decrease the value. Okay. TC2. Oh, wait, no. Rotary knob. To increase the value, to decrease the value. Okay, there we go. So each button, okay, I think this is iRacing. They changed it here. Brake bias set. Increase brake bias, decrease brake bias. Okay. ABS, increase ABS, decrease ABS. Okay. Brake misc, increase that, decrease that. Okay. I think I got one more toggle that I can do. Traction control toggle, front anti-roll bar set, rear anti-roll bar set. Oh, MGUK deploy mode, engine power, throttle shaping, boost level, low fuel accept. I'm gonna leave it for now, right? So that should be everything. There we go. The wheel is wheeling. Okay, I can turn the car off and on again. All right, cool. Did iRacing, unless they revamp the Optima or what they did to the M2? Yeah, probably. I like the Optima. I don't want them to change it, but it would be nice to see a new car in the Global Sport Car Challenge. A front wheel drive car, nonetheless, too. All right, let's see. How far off are we? There we go. Okay, we're trying to be very, very careful here for now. Now, I'm not sure if this is a fixed series or open series. Let's find out. It is fixed series. I can't change all my assists. Let's warm the tires up.
Car right. Clear.
Okay, tires are still very, very cold. What's with this Optima prejudice, man? It's a wonderful car. You can learn so much from driving that. I forgot how sensitive the hypercars are on iRacing on cold tires mode. Yep, they don't allow me to change anything. Oh, yep, I'm hitting the wall. Yep. Oh boy.
You've got some damage. Let's get that fixed.
I can change the migration gain. I can change the migration. Hang on, I forgot what they do again. Hello, Mav. Hang on, hang on, hang on. I need to read something real quick. Brake migration. Each position corresponds to a migration map, applies 1% offset to brake bias at 0% brake pedal input before ramping to the brake pressure bias value at 100% brake pressure bias value. One is no migration. 2 to 6. P2 is linear between 0 to 70. P3 is non-linear between 0 to 100. P4 is linear between 10 and 40. P5 is linear between 2080, P6 is linear between... Ah, it's different modes. Multiplier to the base migration map setting in 0.25 increment. -4 will shift the effective brake bias 4%. At 0% brake pedal input. And at 100% brake pedal, it will equal to the brake pressure bias setting. Ramping shape between 0 to 100 depending on the brake. Okay, so that means I need to... That means the brake bias, I should have it forward. And then the brake migration, I should have it somewhat rearward. So now I technically have it at 52.5. But I can have it at 52.75, which is kind of what I want. And this is okay. Okay, that's cool. I can't change anything else. I remember reading the manual for this for last year's 6 hours of Watkins Glen, and I forgot how it works. Does the 409P tend to snap oversteer mid-corner while attempting to exit the corner? Yes. In fact, all the hypercars do when you have not warmed the tires enough. They all do. You got to be careful with how you do it.
Car on your left.
Yep,
Clear.
tires are very, very cold. I'm worried to even go flat out. Don't want to knock someone out.
You got a slow car on the left.
Oh, blood. I'm not supposed to go there.
Car 11, just set the fastest lap. 36.943.
Bro, look how smooth my inputs are. Like, I'm not even having to worry about it. Yeah, my hands are stretched now, Rob. Thank you for that, though. You know what needs a good stretch, though? My hamstrings, because they are tight. I feel like my body is kind of breaking down one by one. First, it's my foot. My foot is just in perpetual pain. I need to go see a physiotherapist or something. Nope, we're fine. And now my entire left hamstring is just super, super tight. Like every time, it feels like I'm sitting down in the office for way too long. I'm getting my 10,000 steps a day. I'm stretching. You know, I jump on the sim. I eat healthy. I move. But I think it's just a lot of sitting. I'm sitting way too much, and my entire left foot, even right now, I've got like those hot patches stuck under my left hamstring now, just to kind of burn the muscle, to relieve the muscle. But it still hurts so much. And like, I took the train to work today, right? And I couldn't even sit comfortably. I was shuffling my left leg around because it was so painful and so uncomfortable. I don't know what's wrong with it. For those new 2026, Glenn, yes, it is. Good eye. They did update the Watkins in iRacing last year. If you notice the color of the curbs, they are red, yellow, and blue, the primary colors, and not the old red and yellow only. So yeah, just to recap, we're going to do this one quick race for tonight, the I-Tested series, which is basically going to be like a mock race using the new per class pace car start feature. So each of the classes in here, I'm assuming it's LMP2, GT3, and the hypercars, we're going to be starting in our own and not all together, which will be really, really nice to see. GTP. Oh, we got LMP2, IMSA 23. Yep, those three then. Okay, quite a few guys there. Setup is fixed setup. I'm going to move the bias forward. Migration gain, we're going to do it like that. So that means at the moment of braking, we have a rearward brake bias, but then it moves forward as we reach 100% brake pressure. Is it? Hang on, I've no idea. Let me just make a adjustment. Yeah, I think I should probably bring that down a bit, don't I? 2.5, yeah, seems fair. Okay, I can't change the ARBs, the ARBs. That is fixed. Can only change the assists. The ARB is mechanical. I can't change the hybrid corner percentage. So I forgot about tire warming. These cars get ferociously grippy once you give them a chance to warm up. But until they have warmed up, you got to be incredibly careful with them. They will try to bite your head off every chance they get. Oh dear. No, we're fine, we're fine, we're fine. We're fine. Cold tires, what did I tell you? Still cold? Last I drove this car was during the 6 hours of Watkins Glen last year. So I'm still finding my way through. Okay, pushing a lot more there, but I'm not going to push it too much. Yeah, you're right. That is the new Watkins Glen chicane. They did change it to a similar way that Daytona's chicane is now. It's got those violent cheese wedges instead of just a flat curb that you can cut over. But that should be hot enough now.
35.766.
Oh boy. Oh, I've botched it really hard.
Got wheel damage.
I knew going over that curb would be dangerous, but I just wanted to
Your rear wing is damaged.
see if it would work, you know?
Downforce. Watch for oversteer. Looks like your car is towed. You'll need a tow back to pit lane.
Hey, someone has actually done a 33. I can do a 33
You
too.
need to drive normal laps during qualifying.
Oh dear. Yep. Hey. Calm down. Calm down. You're fine. You're all right. Yeah, our tire temperatures are at 40. I just want to have like the view low enough. Can I change my... I can't do that. I can't change the hybrid rear drive percentage. The recharge system still isn't the same like in LMU. Yeah, we're dead last. That's fine. Could have done better, but that's okay. Let's just try not to murder anyone. But yes, Eric, to answer your question, yep, they did change the curbs everywhere. A lot of the places on the track is no longer flat too. Like it's two-stage, it's a normal curb, and then it has like an inch cutoff, and then it's flat. So you can't even go all the way over the curb because it will aggressively bounce the car. And you don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Yeah, remember I said like my left hamstring is just super hurting? Yeah, it's hurting right now too. Like my entire lower back. Oof. Like it hurts so much, man. Like, God, I can't even tell you how much it hurts. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, my leg hurts. Hang on, I gotta stretch. That did not make things any better, but it's slightly less worse. Like I'm stretching. The pain is so intense and it's in a weird place that I can't even, it's not even hitting the right spot when I stretch it. I don't even know where. Oh, hang on. Is Basic Ollie in here? It is. Oliver Fernell, I think. It is.
One to go. Next time by. Line up on the left side. Closed. Pit road is closed. The estimated SOF is 3,246. Let's take opportunity.
This is cool though. You can see the new Michelin tire pattern on the back of those cars there. That's nice. $8K guy up the front is
One to
casually
go.
sitting
Next
there.
time by. Catch up, 15 car.
This should be interesting.
Catch up, 15 car.
Yeah, look at that. There's a pace car for each class now. Look at the mini-map there. Look what it says. Us hypercars are here. The LMP2s have their own pace car, and the GT3s are just coming through turn 1. That's amazing. So we're all evenly spaced.
Catch up, 15 car.
The tire temperatures are spiking and dropping quite rapidly. Because I'm looking at the little radar thing on the... Yeah, look at my wheel display. Look, the temperatures are dropping to sub 50. I think sub 50, you can consider them quite cold. But when I scrub it, you see it spikes to 60, but then it drops down very quickly.
Catch up, 15 car.
The brake temperatures aren't doing much. It's not really raising the average temperature of the tires because you need to be going fast for that to happen. The tires warming up, but it's not retaining the temperature. As soon as I stop weaving, look, my temperatures drop to below 50 and it keeps dropping. Like the temperature isn't dropping right now.
Catch up, 15 car.
That is so strange. Okay, we're just here to kind of explore, learn, and have fun, right? I've literally not practiced in this car. We've not done a race in this car in a while.
Get ready, going green.
Okay, there we go. So look at that. We're on our own. And we get to start this properly now.
Pace car is off. Green flag, green flag. Car on your left. You're on the right, 3 wide. Car on your left, 2 wide. Clear.
John, you're like a second late with the call-outs, buddy.
Still there. Clear.
Oh, yep, I messed that up. Cold tires, man. No grip. No grip, no grip at all.
Still there, hold your line. Keep to the right. Clear on the left.
Warm the tires first. Warm the tires first. Tires still not warm. Not warm. Not warm. Hey, look. Even when I'm going in a straight line, the temperatures drop. They spike when I'm turning, when I'm gripping the tires in the corner. But as soon as I'm going straight, they just cool down immediately. You can only see the tire temperatures on the bottom of the screen there, just barely. Everyone's taking it easy on the cold tires for now.
Car right. Clear on the right.
Oh boy, don't lose it. Just don't lose it. Don't lose it. It'll take like maybe 2 to 3 laps for it to be properly warm.
43.727.
We got a big fat lock up there.
Car right. Clear. You cut that corner and got a slow down penalty. Car on your left. Stay on the right. Clear on the left. Left side. Keep to the right.
Buddy.
Clear on the left.
Oh, with the in-car display, you can also see if your tire overheats as well. But it's so weird how the tires heats up and cools down so quickly. Like it gains and loses temperature so quickly. Like anything above 76 degrees seems to be too hot. And the optimal temperature is within 50, high 50 to mid 60. Oh, we had a good start, then we lost that gap. Seems like we might have to fight for the position this time. And I also need to stop scraping the wall.
39.087.
One by one, yeah? It's a 25-minute race, so this race is going to go on for quite a while. It's going to be, I think, about 18 laps. Stay on the grip. Stay on that grip. And now the rear tires are too hot. So it's a really delicate dance that you have to do.
The leader's pitting now.
Why is the leader pitting? Why are they pitting?
The car in P1 just set the fastest lap. 34.166. There's an incident ahead. 35.026. Just set the fastest lap of the session.
Ew, that wasn't great. Oh, I am losing the gap to the front here. Yeah, I haven't. Don't push too much. Push a little bit, but not too much, because we haven't practiced this. Ah, yikes.
35.761. You're in fifth.
Okay, we're already catching up with the GT3s. That's not good news. Oh, I forgot how twitchy these cars are. I still don't think the temperatures are right just yet. Bro, where's everybody else? Where are all the other hypercars?
Filling up now should get us to the end.
I'm sorry, what? Wait, no? What are you on about? We have enough fuel.
35.474. Left side. Clear.
Where are the rest of them? Okay, well, there clearly are some issues. The network is pretty weird.
You're in
Oh dear God!
difficulty. If it continues, they may remove you from the session. Car on your left. There's an incident ahead.
What was that?
Left side. Clear on the left.
I spawned inside him. Oh, my soul left my body for a second there. Oh,
Right side. Clear. Car right. Clear on the right. Left side. Clear. The leader's fitting now.
why do they keep saying leader is spitting now?
38.005. 36.896. You're now in third.
Gotta love iRacing netcode, am I right? On your left. On your left.
Right side. Clear.
Use the track, use the line.
There's an incident
Stay on your
behind.
line.
Car on your left. Clear on the left. The car in speed. Hey, just set the fastest lap. 33.777.
I don't know if the tracker is wrong, but it feels like there's no way I'm already in P3. Like, I'm getting packet loss every now and then, But I don't think it's entirely my fault because this is like a beta testing series. There is a lot of things going wrong on iRacing side as well to get this race to work. So not surprised that there is some pre-built latency. Seven seconds to P1.
6.086. Left side. Clear on the left. Left side. Clear.
Oh, the Cadillac is right on my tail.
Car on your left. Clear.
We got 7 seconds to catch the next guy. Okay, P1, P2 are out of the traffic. Gonna make things a lot harder for us.
Left side.
We're just gonna try to weave through. God, the fact that I can't adjust the TC is so sketchy.
Right side. Clear on the right.
That exit curb as well. Pretty rough.
36.969.
Alright, P1, P2 of the GT3s left. And there's gonna be a slow hunt. Damn, I really miss multi-class racing. I'm a little rusty, sure, but I still got it. I don't think we're going to be catching up to the LMP2 class. They are quite a lot faster than us. They are quite fast in their own right. They're only about 2 to 3 seconds slower than the hypercars on average. There we go, yeah. Wall. Bloody hell. Stop hitting the wall. 7 seconds to P2.
35.563.
If I can just keep my average lap times down, I can actually really catch the cars, but oh boy, my leg is hurting. My leg is hurting so much, dude. Like, I'm finding it hard to sit even. Like, my left butt cheek is just so sore.
You have about 5 laps of fuel left.
What is
Car
bro
on.
doing?
Clear.
Stay on your racing line, my god.
Clear.
Stay on the racing line. It's my job to go outside. Oh dear god. These guys. We're 10 seconds to P1 now. Would be 1 second per lap faster in these conditions. Oh, I doubt it. Okay, let's just see what we can do. The traction control is incredibly unforgiving. My car, as you can see, just wants to slide everywhere.
Behind has gone off.
He curbed it too hard. Poor thing. It feels like I'm just perpetually driving on cold tires now.
Right
Hold
side,
your line, buddy.
clear on
Don't
the
move just for me.
right. The car in front is pitting.
Why is P2 pitting? Wait, P2's gone. Why'd he go?
35.475. Nice and smooth, you're running.
Wait,
second.
low fuel? Is that why? We're running low on fuel. I'm pretty sure everyone else forgot as well. That's why everyone was pitting.
Car on your left. Clear.
Okay, we do have 3 more laps though. But it'll be 2 more after this.
The leader is running. 35.847.
Okay, I've got 1 more lap. I need to box next lap.
26.27.
Jesus. How much fuel do I need?
Right side. Clear. You've got about 2 laps of fuel left.
Man, how did I completely forget that I needed to have enough fuel for this?
Some hardware. The car in front is pitting. The leader's pitting now. The leader's pitting now.
Okay, I see. Yeah, everyone's going for a splash and dash. Everyone's going for fuel.
36.542.
Once I box, I will definitely drop a bunch of positions as well. So the leader was lapping a lot faster than me. This is my final lap. Whew.
You have about 1 lap of fuel left.
Goodness me.
You should fit to refuel.
Right, we're boxing this lap. Oh yeah. P3 is gonna get us for sure.
Pit boxing. 10. 5. You're in first. 3, 2, 1. Right here.
Yeah, but okay, there we go. Everyone has got us already. P3.
We're done. Get going.
I think we're gonna come out.
Right side. Clear.
Okay, we are P5. Martin, P6. Nah, we're last. Yep, that makes sense now. This makes a lot more sense. How do we forget to refuel? Oh, wait, no, we can't refuel. It's fixed series. So we're forced to refuel.
Car on. Clear. Car 20 has taken the lead. You have about 5 laps of fuel left. 58.378.
Bro. The car is still sliding everywhere, man. The temperature is not static. It keeps dropping. Like, I know I'm not reaching the limit of grip, but even if I do, feels like I'm really pushing the edge here. Okay, couple more laps to go. We should have just enough laps of fuel in the tank.
36.227.
Tire lock, tire lock, tire lock. Ooh, not great, not great. When I was trying to catch P3. Oh, the car just wants to slide everywhere, dude. Like, God, over that crest.
You've got about 2 laps of fuel left. Car on your left. Clear, last lap. The leader just did a 37.39. Car 25 is up the front. 39.185.
God, it's so slippery. Either the temperatures are scorching hot, which I expect because the sun is out, it's in the middle of the day. Oh, look at LMP2.
Car on your left. Clear.
Oh, it goes over the limit far too easily.
You're gaining on the car in front. The gap is 6.8 seconds. You have about 1 lap of fuel left. You got it. Slow car on the right. Go left. Car stops on the right.
Oh, we did it.
All right. There's the checkered flag.
Could have been better. Could have been
Great job.
better.
You did really well.
That was fun. Ooh, we had a jump scare. That was nice. That was some good clean racing there. Dead last up to here. Not up to speed. I was very, very conservative. I forgot to see what the temperatures were like. But my God, my back hurts. My back hurts so much. Oh, we got release notes. What's this? Anything new? Ah, come on. I don't want to keep logging into crap. Ooh, we got an Optima. Got an Optima. Last race, 6 drivers. Should we do this? Should we give this a go? Or should we just do some Adelaide? Let's do an Adelaide track guide, yeah? Yeah, Optima, you can pass for now. We can pass for now. Let's do an Adelaide track guide. Let me see if anything else needs downloading. Ooh, AC Evo has an update. What's it for? Yada yada yada. What's all this? Dynamic track pit location creation assignment for AI cars. Nothing major, basically. Nothing big. Ooh, results for Watkins. No iRating change. Was it an unofficial race? We did lose safety though. Yikes. We weren't that far off too. I mean, we were doing pretty good compared to the 7K guy in the back. We could have caught up. We could definitely have caught up. That was fun. We're gonna clip that for sure. Yeah, it still says 0 driver, so sort that. Let's boot up a session at Adelaide. Yes, here we go. It looks like it's going to be optimal conditions, which is wonderful. I'm going to give myself 15% practice starting grip, right? So very low grip. It is 2:30 p.m. August 1st. Okay, I'm going to go stretch a little bit again because again my body hurts so much, man. I don't know why my leg hurts. It's particularly bad today. So bad. I don't know where. I don't even know where it hurts. It all of it. It just hurts. All of it hurts. The whole leg. Oh boy. You'll give me about a few minutes. I'll be back. Yeah. All right, I'm back. Stretched as much as I can. Do I feel better? Nope. Nothing's changed. I feel exactly the same. I still feel pain. I am still in a lot of pain. I am in incredible pain. Like, again, I'm stretching my entire hamstring. I'm stretching my leg. I'm doing all the stretches I can think of. And none of it is like hitting that spot. It's like, it's a muscle that's deep in my leg and not like the surface muscle. Like the bone, like it hurts the bone. The bone is in pain. I don't know what to do about it, man. I don't know what to do. Now, we're just probably going to just do this track guide for a bit, do a few laps, and I'm going to call it a night. I do want to get some sleep early. And by get some sleep early, I actually mean I'm going to boot up my PS5 and play some Outer Worlds. Yes, I have actually been playing Outer Worlds. And also, yes, I did buy Outer Worlds on console. Some of you might know that I already did. I do have the Outer Worlds for free on PC, thanks to Epic Games. Gave it a go, played it for like 10, 20 hours, got past the first world. But I figured, you know what? This is a normal game. I want to have it on PlayStation so I can just kind of relax and play it without worrying too much. So it was on sale as well. So I got it. It was very cheap, like 30 bucks or so. And yeah, I've been playing it for like about 10 hours now. Finished the first world again. Turns out there are quests that I missed the first time I played on PC. And like, damn, I'm just so blown away by the game, just how much stuff is just hidden there, you know? Pretty cool. Anyway, here's Adelaide. I'm going to get my Adelaide set up real quick. We're just going to use the racing setup, right? We're just going to use the race setup. 23 degrees, 15%. Pretty optimal, pretty optimal. So let's do a few laps and then let's analyze it one by one. This one should be fairly easy because Adelaide is not that complicated. It's a street circuit. You've got all the references you can ask for. The only thing that maybe needs a bit more consideration are the certain elevations, the do's and don'ts of which curb to attack, which curb not to attack. And then we can also probably discuss a bit of how do we position ourselves when we are amidst the traffic and not just in a hot lap scenario. Let's think about that as well. So here we go. Here's Adelaide. Let's go for a lap. Get them tires warm. Like turn 4 there is quite tricky. Okay, that is definitely a curb you don't want to touch because you will be hurled into the wall. This one curb maybe, as long as you land in time.
At 24.902.
Track limits there can be quite pesky, but as long as you're keeping it in check, shouldn't be a problem. The bump out of 4 is quite aggressive. Yeah, the cold tires can be quite annoying if you're not careful. You want to use all of the outside curb. How the events been? They've been alright, Sunil. Could have been better though. We didn't do a good job at Suzuka. Well, we didn't accomplish a good result at Suzuka, but I think I did a pretty good job.
19.023. Just set your fastest lap of the
Oh,
session.
that's going to be invalid. Yep.
Cut the course. You've got to slow down and give up that time.
Warm the tires up first. Yep, they're still quite cold. How are you, Sunil? Because of the traction control aggression setting, I do need to take it a bit easy. I think fourth gear does there. We need to go down to third. Third kind of ruins the momentum. Car's perfectly, beautifully responsive. I just can't be doing a better job at using more of the track. I'm still being quite afraid of the curbs. There we go. Temps are good. Can go flat out. You have to be brave there. As close as you dare get. You don't want to get on the throttle too early. Really be patient.
19.303.
Not quite smooth through that little shift there as well. Definitely using all the allowable track through there.
17.688. Just set your fastest lap of the session.
So that was a wee bit aggressive, I think. So that entire first sector, turns 1 through 7, is really, really bumpy. You just have to really trust the car and be mindful with the throttle. Yeah, we can't afford to be curbing it. Curbing just messes up your momentum. I think a first gear exit would be quicker through the final corner. Just give it a bite more rotation.
18.052.
Yeah, that could be risky if you're not careful as well. Gotta cut the curb, yes, but not too much to the
Got
point
damage
where...
on the right side.
It's gotta be a late turn into... Yeah, first gear definitely helps.
18.243.
I can't afford to be picking up too much oversteer there. Yeah, we gotta trust the car. We gotta trust the grip. When the car bounces and settles, you gotta use some of the outside curb, but not too much of the inside curb. That can be a real challenge. I'm gonna try to be a bit more forthcoming on the throttle, like give it a bit of a slightly more aggressive initial blip. Oh, I can brake deeper and later there. I hit the apex a bit too soon.
17.864.
Yeah, you don't want to be getting that inside curve for sure, because you want a smooth exit to the wall. Who think it's a good idea to mow their lawn at 8 a.m.? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, there we go. Hit a wall there.
You've got damage on the left side.
Okay, one thing I'm noticing, I need to be quicker through my transitions.
Eighteen point 117.
Yeah, we just gotta trust the car to have the grip. I'm noticing as well, mid-corner, I'm losing some of the grip. And my turn 1 needs a bit of work. It's quite inconsistent through there. Yeah, I see the line now. I see that progressive steering build up. Especially for a hairpin like that, the shape becomes quite obvious. Look, that was a penalty. Yeah, we do have a bit of damage.
They're showing us the black flag. You cut that corner, they're going to hold you for a while.
Yeah, for a split second there, I go off the limit.
Come in for the black flag or you'll be disqualified.
We don't want to hit that wall there. Really want to get a clean, good exit through there. Bit of a slip on that final corner, but that was a good lap. Yep. Okay, that puts us, that final lap there puts us 4/10 of my optimal and half a second to what I think is like the fastest laps here. The fastest laps here I've seen are like a 16.8. So we're actually really, really close, and that wasn't good at all. I know. Right now my weak spot is actually turn 4, surprisingly enough. Turn 4. The chicane is a bit inconsistent. I feel like I'm attacking the chicane a little bit differently each time. I haven't really found a reference. Turn 8 hairpin, final corner hairpin. I'm not getting a clean entry, hence not a clean exit. And the 10-11 transition as well, a bit off there. Everywhere else pretty good. I'm confident through the right hand kink. I'm confident through the entire first sector. Pretty good there. I think this is a good enough lap that we can try to analysis. We can definitely analyze this last lap here. Was it lap 13? Yep, so lap 13. It was invalid, but we did get a 117.5. And I think I am able to do consistent 17s as well, but I was just going to find my limit and mess around a little bit there. So let's kind of break it down bit by bit, see where we can improve, and see where it's all at. All right, my keyboard. Here's what we got. So turn 1 is going to be, let's see. Okay, so here's a lap guide of Adelaide with the Porsche 992.2 Cup car. Let's see what we can do. So this was a 117.5. I can do a 117 flat. So as we analyze, we can probably see and identify where are those points we're losing time and try to perfect it as we go over. So here we go. Coming into turn 1, sticking to the far right. So you can see there's a bit of a gap. The yellow line is the track limit technically, but there is a bit of space to the wall. You want to get as close to the wall as you can. It also extends into turn 1. As you can see, coming into turn 1. Turn 1, braking reference starts off, your eyes dart to the 100-meter board, but the actual braking reference is just to the front here. This little, you can see there, this little stripy board here, red and white stripe. And the turning point is just as the wall ends here. So it is a rather early turn in. So I've been kind of experimenting between, there we go, turning in at the end of the wall and also turning in sort of in the middle here. It's just about, yeah, it's a few feet, it's a few meters difference in the turn in point. I guess you start with a slower turn in and a gentler release so that to not overload the tires and kick it into understeer, because you are kind of just smoothly braking into turn 1 there, reaching the peak, and then you're easily coming off. Okay, so one thing I immediately can see me doing wrong is, yeah, this braking here. I wasn't even holding the brakes. Yeah, my peak brake drops immediately after I hit peak, so that should not be like that. Hold the peak till the end of the wall and then start turning in. And then I release my trail brake here. Yeah, here I'm already off the brakes, whereas I should be carrying more brakes here, which leads me to believe that I can actually brake much later. So I'm guessing about a car length after stripy board, hold that peak, and then I can probably turn in just before. Yeah, so it's not the early end of the wall, it's actually the kink in the second wall here. So you got to turn in here. So another reference you can use is the 50-meter board or just before the curb. So there's 3 different references, but the perfect one is just where the wall starts, which is right there. You can kind of see as well, my car really starts to yaw into the corner, because if you're looking at it from that angle, it's almost a straight line, or at least the path of least resistance that you're trying to take. And you really want to delay the turn in, because the earlier you go, it's easy to clip this wall and just die. And you don't want to bounce this early curb too much, because yeah, the early curb bounce will rebound you too strongly, where you won't be settled in by the time you hit the next curb. which, as you can see, when I rebound, I'm already bouncing off for the next one. And then I go fully airborne, and then I lose control. And then this is fine, but it's hard for me to take the next left kink flat out. Yeah, you can see I overcompensated with the catch there, and I didn't keep it tight. Yeah, this was way too close. This was just about on the limit. But ideally, you want to just barely skim this halfway. So I think I skimmed it almost entirely. Yeah, this is almost entirely. You don't want to do that. The reason being, if you look at if you got a bumper cam, let me just try to find the bumper cam real quick. If you look at the bumper cam, if I could find it, let's just rewind it real quick. You can see that the curb splits in two. There's a top part that's flat, and then there's the inclined part that's, well, inclined. So you want to hit just near the top of that incline, which is halfway, but not the full top. The full top will send you flying. The part where you do want to hit the full top is here. So you want your inside wheel to be going over this all the way, and then your outside wheel to just kind of caress this yellow line. No more. Anything more, and it's an easy track limit there. And this is a painful track limit too, because it's not just a one times. It also gives you a slowdown penalty, which you'll have to serve in sector 1, which sucks. So don't do that. Don't do that. So this was very, very on the edge. This was perfect right here. My front outside tire is right on the yellow line. That's exactly what you're looking for. No more. So this hop is fine. You can cut this curb this much, given you do not cut the first part of the chicane this much. So you gotta maybe move a foot to the right, 1 foot to the right, and you'll be fine. It will be settled, and you can attack this one with full confidence, and you can probably keep it a half a car length or maybe a full car length to the right, which makes this upcoming kink very, very easy. If you do it right, you'll actually be to the left of this dotted line on the road. You won't even go beyond it to the right. You won't go that wide. Just kind of keep it tight naturally. So that's the thing. So I think I can brake later for turn 1, definitely. My peak braking was just wrong. I was releasing far too quickly. I squeezed it. I reached peak about here, and then I immediately start dropping it. And I dropped it far too quickly. So this whole, there's a 1 second gap. There's a 1 second gap between my brake release and the moment I hit the curb, where I'm not braking, I'm not accelerating, I'm just coasting into the corner. And that's time. That's a lot of time loss. So that's something to work on. You got a trail brake late right here, all the way there. Trail brake all the way here. So you're supposed to get on throttle here, which I do. You can see me get on the throttle. You can see me get on the throttle very early, right here, right? This is good. You should ideally get on the throttle right when you are adjacent to this curb. You won't be able to see it in your field of view, but you'll know when you're there. Before the tire wall, before you attack the curb, you're already building the throttle. You're building the throttle. There we go, 50%. You're hopping the first curb. You're not hopping, you're just kind of grazing over it. If you hop, you've done it wrong. You just got to graze over the inclined part, not the top flat part. And then once you're off the curb, then you go flat out. And you just carry the momentum, pivot the car backwards, and that should make going over the second part of the curb much easier, because the front is already lifted from accelerating and sending the weight to the back. So that is the theory. That's the idea of getting it a clean run through there. It is precise, Sunil. It's a street circuit. You've got walls on either side. One mistake and you're literally dead. Okay, so brake harder, brake longer, trail brake all the way through to here. There we go. So there's about what? How much time are we missing not braking? Yeah, it's about 0.7 seconds from the moment where I release the brake, which is here to here. It's about 0.7 seconds where I'm not braking. See this gap here where the brake ends and the throttle begins. That's a big gap. We don't want that gap. The problem is, what's the strat? Should there be another car near you? Okay, interesting question. I was going to address this like after we do the lap, but it's okay now since we're here. So this is the racing line. It's already tight enough for turn one for one car to take. If there's two cars, someone on the inside, the car on the inside needs to do their best to use this curb as well, as much as they can. Unfortunately, because you're going side by side, you're just kind of shooting yourself in the foot. You're making it harder for the both of you going side by side through here. It's just a dumb move. But if you're desperate, I mean, people do it. You do have to risk hopping this, which will unsettle you. Again, if you hop over this and if you're carrying too much speed, the car on the side will get shunted. Right? It is your responsibility on the inside to keep it tight. So you do have to kind of keep turning left and then give space on the inside, because you can't expect the other car to also take a perfect line all over this. You got to expect them to kind of carry a bit more, a couple of feet over the curb here. And if you're the car on the outside, also don't dive inside here. You have to delay your turn in instead of early curb or end of this wall, start of the curving of the wall. Instead of here, you start turning here. The end of this little curb here, you start turning late, get a late turn in, give space to the car on the outside, and then you're immediately transitioning in a straight line over this curb to give them the space. And you need to do it in such a way where, the same way how the car on the inside now, it's their job to not fly off and push you aside. It's your job now to not fly off and push them into the wall on the left. So it's again, it's hard. It's hard. It almost never works. But assuming the driver knows what they're doing and how to position themselves in the line here, it is possible to go too wide here. It's just very, very risky, and it would be just it would be a last lap type maneuver if you're getting desperate and if you're not finding any other opportunity. Because unfortunately, coming out of the final corner is actually a really good spot to overtake. Like if they mess up this corner, it's very easy to position a good exit here and actually come up alongside into turn one. So yeah, it's a challenging corner that can mess both the attacker and the defender up real bad, but it is also the unfortunate nature of the track allows for cars to go side by side through here. So that's just unfortunate. So you can't really deny it. It happens. It might happen. You just gotta pray, but you just have to know the line. Yeah, if you're on the inside, hold the inside. If you're on the outside, leave space here. Don't boing too much. So whichever car is on any part of the curb, make sure if there's a car on the outside, make sure give space, and don't let the mistake of flying over the curb too much let you lose control. Like if I were coming in this hot, if there were a car here, I couldn't turn because I'm two wheels. I'm on two wheels for the pretty much the entire corner. I'm on two wheels for the entire thing. By the time I land and I need to steer left, I'm already shunted the car and he's already off. And that's going to be a ×4 and probably a protest and a strongly worded report email from iRacing. So let's not do that. Anyway, that's just turn one, turn two. Right, like I said, if you get turn two right, turn three, the kink will be very easy, a sharp one. If you get it wrong as well, you just have to kind of really finesse it and use all the grip and use all the curb on the inside as well. Yeah, still leaving a few feet there. Use all of it. Get really close. Keep it tight. Keep it tight as well to keep a short distance, right? Shorten the distance. This is just elongating the distance. It's keeping a few hundredths of a second lost by doing that. Some say you brake at... Oh, where have I gone? Some say you brake at 100. I think 100 is a bit too far. If you're trying to outbrake someone and you're trying to like really push for it, 100 is fine. If you're on the inside, 100 is fine. But normally I would brake just after the orange barrier. Yep, right there. Nice and smooth. As soon as you reach the curb, you start loading up the wheel and you start gently rotating the car here. You start gently rotating because there is a bit of a positive camber and then a very, very aggressive bump through the exit. You don't want to go on this curb because that will unsettle the car. You can afford to brake by the curb because it's a rather flat curb there. Brake by there. As you can see, I'm already starting to load the tires on the outside. As soon as I touch the curb, I'm already loading it up. I'm turning. It's like one smooth arc. I'm not braking in a straight line up till here and then doing one late turn in, because the track kind of falls off here. If I may, there we go. I don't know if it's visible, but yeah, from here, the track reaches like a peak, a crest, and the track starts falling off. So if you turn in late, you're not going to have that grip as you go over the crest, and you will understeer. And if you go forward just a little bit more, you can kind of see clear. There we go. The car kind of tilts inward. There's a camber. There's a camber here. All throughout here, there's a camber. And then halfway across the track flattens again. There we go. We're in the camber. And then we're off the camber. Boom. Right here. Here. And then boom. Basically where the white line is, the striped line. Because it's a normal road, right? A normal road usually is like that. It is tilted towards the center. So on either side, if you're on that side of the white line, it's going to be positive camber. If you're on this side, it's going to be this side positive camber. But if you're transitioning from one side to another, you're gonna go from a cambered surface to an off cambered surface. So you're gonna go from basically having grip, no grip. And this is exactly when you're trying to get on full throttle as well. So which is why it's a sketchy corner. And which is why you never really go 100% all the way. You're just kind of modulating at 80. And then once you really go close to the wall, that's when you start to go 100%. By then, you still have to keep turning to transition because it's a corner in the opposite direction. Same thing. You can kind of see as well when you cross over the middle. You can see the camber changing, camber changing. Then again, camber changing. And then it's quite flat here. And then again, camber changing, camber, and then camber changing again. So the subtle bumps is the camber change across the middle of the track. That's the subtle bump. The major bump is at the apex itself. There we go. You see how violent that bump is? There's a big bump right here, right? And that bump is also, it's close to the center line, so it makes that transition from camber to off camber even worse. So you just got to be mindful of that and smoothly apply the throttle here. Don't give it too much of a bite, because too much of a bite, if you're on the limit here, and if you squeeze the throttle even more, by the time you reach here, you'll be over the limit. By the time you're here, you're oversteering. And by the time you're here, you're in the wall. So don't do that. I can't afford to brake by the curb, but I can afford to brake bad. Walter, I'll see myself. Nah. You got to pass, Sunil. You can stay. So you get the gist of it. That's basically all of Adelaide, but this whole concept of staying in the camber and knowing how to transition across the camber really matters in sector 1. It's very, very important through here. And a bit through the third sector as well, 10, 11, 12, but it's not much because here it's right, left, right. So it's right, left, right. There's 3 corners that are opposite directions where you're shifting camber, and then this one, shifting camber in the same direction, but you face the same thing twice. And you need to nail the exit out of 7. So that's the idea. Throttle as well. As with all corners, you want to try to get on the throttle before the apex, right? You reach the maximum rotation point before the actual apex of the corner. So in this case, if the apex is this tire wall, you can see me, I'm already on the throttle. I'm just building up the throttle. As soon as I reach that camber point, well, right there. So I'm loading the car. I'm at the peak compression, peak camber. All the grip is available. And I'm just ahead of the apex. This is absolutely precise here. And then I start building it up. Use all that camber. I start building the throttle. I modulate it as I go over the crest. I let the car balance out. Get a bit of oversteer. I could afford to go wide, but because it's a rather short run, you don't want to go all the way wide because it'll make it harder to swing to the right. As long as you settle the car, stabilize it, and use all the grip available, as soon as your car is settled on the off camber, wait for it to grip, and then squeeze it. Immediately transition. There's going to be a slight bump as you go to the other side. As soon as you're clear of the bump and the car settles before 50-meter board, squeeze the brakes again. I like to use this as a reference, this car park line here. After you cross 1, 2, 3, number 3, you start turning in, right? Or you can use the second one as well, whichever works for you. I like to use number 3. I like to get the turn in early as well. The reason why you're turning in early for Sector 1 in Adelaide, it's a bit like Bathurst at the top of the hill. Where Bathurst is more aggressive. Bathurst also turn one, turn two, turn three and four. Yeah, turn 3 and 4 at Bathurst. It's a fast left-hander, and then you're braking while turning into the tight left-hander that goes very sharply uphill in following the long right, right? So that part, you can either go wide, which is on the off camber, and then do a late turn in, which you'll bounce over the middle of the track into the camber. If you mess it up, you'll understeer, very easy to understeer. Or what a lot of people do, they just keep it tight within that camber, within half the circuit. And so they're within the camber and they can keep a tight line all throughout and keep it tight throughout the uphill left-hander that follows. Same principle. But because you don't want to keep it too tight and there's just too much space here for you to open the corner up, you have to use it. It's just faster than keeping it within the camber. The camber isn't aggressive enough to justify sticking in the camber. If it were like, I don't know, 5 or 6 more degrees banked, maybe it might be justified because you can brake in a tighter line and still that camber will allow you to carry more minimum speed than going off camber and dropping into the camber, losing stability, losing speed, and then accelerating again. It would be a bit more tricky. That's the mentality here. So you want to get the turn in early. You want to get over, bloop, there we go, get over the middle of the track from off camber into the camber as early as you can. In this case, as early as you can before you need to start getting on the throttle. So in this case, it's a 90-degree corner, geometric corners. They're fairly easy to reverse engineer. You want to get over the middle line as soon as you want the car to be stabilized. When the car is stabilized, which is right now, it's very, very subtle, very, very quick. It happens so fast. You're already braking, right? Brake, 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 brake. Initiating turn in and trail braking. Heading to the mid track. My front wheels go the middle line now. My car dips. Rear wheels go the middle line. Car dips. My car rebounds, settles itself, and boom, I'm at the maximum rotation point of this corner. Just a little bit further. I'm at the maximum rotation point of this corner. Just a few pixels ahead. I'm already beginning to accelerate. Apex is right here. I'm accelerating just a little bit before the apex. Just a few feet before the apex. Which is exactly what you're supposed to do. Accelerate just a few feet before the apex. Squeeze the tires. Car is settled at this point, so you can use that rear grip. Feed the throttle, feed the throttle, feed the gas, feed the gas, feed the gas, squeeze out. There we go. And then as you exit as well, same thing. Transitions over the outside. See how the car just swings there? Notice how the back end just slides to the right as I go over the midline there. Whoop. You see how it just swings? It swings and then it grips. And then I have grip, and then I can transition. I cross the middle again. Brake. Whoop. Compress. Whoop. You see how the car swings when I cross it there? Look at the tail, look at the tail, look at the tail, look at the tail. Whoop. Notice how the angle just increases a little bit as I go over the middle line there. That's the extra yaw, the rotation we're talking about as we cross the middle line. But because there's a curb here, right, that curb actually is there to save you. So you got to use this curb to your advantage. You notice me oversteering, just about to hit the wall. But because I go from having less grip to having all of a sudden, when I hit that curb, basically the car squats back to neutral and I have the grip and then the car just stabilizes. So instead of kind of avoiding the curb, you do want to use that curb and get as close to the wall as possible, like I do here. And that was pretty much damn near perfect. All the curb, keep it tight to the left still, just before 50. This one you can kind of sacrifice a little bit, slow in, smooth in, but really nail the exit. You want to smooth in fast out to carry as much speed as you can through the straight. Right, let's rewind it back a little bit, right? Just before 50, turn in after the third parking line, turn early, cross the center line early, maximum rotation point, settle the car, build throttle, boost. Again, you're not really reaching 100%. You're only reaching 100% once the car is settled and stabilized. Stabilize the car. Immediately transition to the left after you pass this third boost mobile. Here, the brake board is a bit too far forward. So you got boost mobile number 1, number 2, number 3. As soon as you cross the third boost mobile ad, There we go. Start building the brakes. Low pressure. Low pressure because, again, you want to start the turn in early. There we go. Again, geometric apex. If this was a flat surface, I'd be turning in at the 25 board, but now I'm turning in like 2 car lengths before. I'm turning in here. I'm turning in just after I cross the second Boost Mobile ad because I want to cross the middle line early enough that I can find myself in the compression, but not too early where I hit the curb. That's the goal. So right there, that is absolutely on the limit. I can't go any further than that. Anything more and I will unsettle it and I'll mess up the exit onto this little, the following corner, basically. There we go. That was beautiful. Exactly that much track. No more, no less. That's what you want to see. Same thing as before. Dip into compression. Another thing I'm noticing as well, I'm losing a lot of time on the brakes. That's probably why I'm slow. Yeah, I think every single corner, I'm not trail braking up till that maximum rotation point. Yeah, again, there's a lot of gap. There's a lot of gap between when I come off the brakes and when I get on the throttle. So I gotta close that gap. Yeah, the release is smooth, but I need to just close that gap. Make it, rotate more. I bet if I can hold it longer, I can also brake slightly later. Slightly later. It will be possible. Carry a bit more rotation. Stay on the limit. There we go. This one, even though the track falls because of this outside curb, you can trust it and you can hit 100% a little bit sooner. You see, I'm counter steering here, but my car sticks. It doesn't hit the wall because that curb saves me. That curb neutralizes my slide. For the 50, put on the brakes. This one was okay. I did hold the brakes all the way, but I could be holding the brakes just a wee bit longer. Up till here. So this one, however, the track doesn't have a gentle off-camber camber. It's kind of off-camber all the way till like here, and then it goes off-camber, but then it steeply goes into camber here. So it really dips in there. So when you're exiting the dip, you have a big bump right there. So basically when you hit the line, when you hit these double lines, that's your cue to build the throttle, load up the rear. There we go. Load up the rear, load up the rear, and then squeeze it on the outside, just smoothly. Here as well. I'm not going straight to 100. I'm squeezing it to about 80% as I cross over. And again, same as the previous corner, use the curb to your advantage. Use all of it. If you carry too much speed, you will go over the curb, which is fine. Use all the track. But yeah, you might end up just scraping your left side if you do it too much. So you got to be careful. It's possible. It's possible. Because one of two things can happen here. One, if you stay in the camber and if you get on the throttle the right way, you can use this to your advantage and just go flat out sooner and use this to stabilize the car on exit. Two, if you go a little too much or if you're already on the limit as you hit this point here, and if you keep carrying it too much, like I did here, I go over the curb a little too soon to the point where I'm still turning left quite a lot when I'm supposed to be opening up the steering wheel, and my car just has no rotation because my front wheel goes airborne at this point. Yeah, so I can't rotate. I lose half the rotation and off to the wall I go. That's what you get. So you don't want to do that. So ideally, that's why you want to build the throttle. Once you're sure you can cleanly use all the track here, then you punch it. You can go a little bit early, make the most of this curb here to stabilize the car, and then still push it. Too much, you'll hit the wall. Too little, you'll be too tight, and you'll be leaving like a hole. Yeah, pretty much an entire car's width here on the outside. You gotta use all of it. Especially if you're going side by side, if you're on the outside, right? It'll be harder, but you really have to use all the track there. Now that we've analyzed that first sector, right? Worth pointing out as well, if you're fighting, because of the nature of the camber on the circuit, if you're on the inside line, you are going to have a much easier time overtaking or holding a position. If you're on the outside, let's just say for these double right-handers, right? Let's say you're going too wide here, side by side. You're braking on the off camber, you're turning late, you're turning on the off camber, you're never really dipping into the camber. You're just kind of maybe in the mid corner, you're getting close, but then as soon as you're out of the mid corner, again you're off camber, you don't have grip. If it were a flat surface, you can kind of trade positions, but because of this, the camber on the track, anyone who's on the inside will have a significant advantage. Right? No matter if you're on the limit, you're trying your best, you will not be able to defend someone who's going up on the inside. Same thing here. So you don't want to be caught out on the outside of turn 6 and 7, because that gives two opportunities for the car on the inside to go on the inside, and they will get a better run than you. And if you're on the outside here, you're kind of just insurance for them. If they mess up, they're going to shunt you into the wall, and it's going to be messed up. It's going to be nasty. You don't want to do that. You don't want to be in that position. So again, the next corner is a right-hander as well. So again, 6, 7, and 8. If you're on the inside, you're golden. So that's how you want to position yourself through there. So that's sector 1. Pretty straightforward. Just mind the camber. There's a slight bump here as well. Yeah. Do not curb. Don't touch the curb on the inside. Same thing here. Don't touch the curb on the inside. Graze it. Get close to it. This one as well. I think we were doing an excellent job getting close to the curb. This is very good. Right, we can probably use a little bit more to open it up, but anything more than that, it will mess your stability up. Right, you want to maximize the peak grip, the peak camber at the apex as you squeeze the throttle out, because you know that as soon as you exit, the transition from camber to off camber will mess you up. Boom, camber to off camber. It will mess you up. It will mess your exits up. So you don't want to make that experience worse by hitting the curb and unsettling the car before you even get to that point. Like if I'm already bouncing here, I'm still rebounding as I go over, and it's going to make this even worse. So I'm going to have a big slide. So you have to be really, really mindful of where you hit the limit and make sure you don't hit those inside curbs. Smooth as well. I could have gotten closer to the wall there, about a few feet there. Get closer. Don't be shy. Could get a bit closer. Use the compression. You can also kind of see the point where Yep, there we go. Right here. I had that rotation for about a moment. And then as I cross over the middle line, I lose that rotation because I go over the camber into off camber. And now I don't have that rotation anymore because I've gone full throttle a bit too soon. And now I'm still trying to compensate with the steering. So should not have done that. Or else your car's going to go on the wall, right? Okay, and then the next right-hander. If you're on a low downforce setup, you do need to lift slightly. Reference here, I'll be honest, I just use feeling because my eyes are not looking at the reference. I'm looking at the corner because I want to make sure from the inside of the cockpit, I want to make sure that the right side of my car, I know where it is. So it's about basically where the wiper is. I want my wiper to align with the wall. Right there. Pretend like it's parallel to the wall. If I can do that, I'm pretty much just grinding the curb a little bit there. I bet I am. Exactly. That's as much track as I can use. So you want to prioritize this. You want to judge this as precisely and as confidently as you can, right? Because you don't want to risk rebounding here. Most of the time, rebounding here will also send you into the wall there. So you're going to get left damage and right damage. And if you lift to try to compensate, you're going to lose a lot of time. Anyone behind you is going to dive on you on the inside for the next hairpin. So don't risk it. What I like to do is, if you want to start off 100-meter border, as soon as you cross 100 meters, start turning in. Yeah, a bit of a wall scrape there. Forget about that. Got a bit too close. There we go. By the time you're at this final arrow turning right, you already want to be loading up the fronts and having the peak rotation. After you cross 50 meters, you're already looking into the corner. And you want to align whatever visual reference you have inside the car to be lining up with that wall to make sure you use all of that track. And because it's a fast corner, no braking, you don't have to turn smoothly. It's a rather quick motion because the front tires can grip up a lot sooner. You're not having to load the front tires. The front tires just have that fixed amount of grip. You just have to turn and use all of that grip as quickly as possible. It's just it's one quick initiation. Zoop, it's a quick initiation, and then I gradually increase it till the apex, which is right about after I cross this line here where the curb ends, and then I'm slowly opening it up. Just let the car run to the wall. Let the car run wide to the wall. In this case, I could keep it tighter, so I did. You don't want to risk it, Don't risk it if you can't help it. Fairly straightforward, but I think if you use a high wing setup, which is optimal for Adelaide, it's an easy flat out corner. Like as soon as you cross 100, initiate the quick turn in. The car turns in slightly, and then as you hear the front tires load it all up, then start opening it up. Straight line. Very simple. This one, 150, no more, no less. No more, no less. And I mean it. No more, no less. Like I'm peaking all the way up to 80 here. And I am triggering the ABS slightly. But this is as hard as I can brake. And 150 is absolutely no more, no less. If someone's driving on the inside, if they brake beyond 150, you can best believe that they're probably not going to make the corner. And they're probably not going to give you space on the outside because they're going to just push you off wide into the wall. So be very, very careful. 150, no more, no less. If you're on the inside as well, 150. There's another board on the right. So you have two visual references there. Be very, very disciplined with this corner. It's a rather long hairpin. I like to turn in as soon as I hit the second arrow. That's my reference. So hit the arrow, begin turning in. Because it's a Porsche Cup and not a normal GT3, you do have to exponentially steer the wheel. So you start slow as you're trail braking, but as you approach peak pressure, listen to the tires. The tires will start falling off. You start increasing the steering at a more rapid rate. So you start off slow and then you gradually increase it till you reach the apex and then immediately load the throttle, load the rears, and then squeeze it out. This is one of the things that I think Suelio Almeida talks about, exponential steering versus linear steering. This is not a high downforce car. It's a low downforce car, and it's a low speed corner. So the rate at which the steering increases should increase slow, and then fast, peak, and then start squeezing it outward. Right, this wasn't a good example as well. I lost, half a car's width there. Ideally, as soon as you've crossed the dotted line here, right, that's the apex of the corner. That's the late apex. By the time you're there, your car's already pointing out, and you can start building the throttle, holding that rotation. If you build the throttle correctly, you can use a little bit of that curb on the outside. This one is fine. It's dangerous, but it's fine because it's off camber. It's just a normal little. It's a chunky curb. Just a little fat curb, Yeah, so it goes on, goes off. The only reason why it's risky because when you go off, when you're hopping back on here, it can bounce the car and make it harder to swing to the right to position the next corner. So I usually avoid it. Usually at most, you just kind of hover over the curb, but don't go over to the tarmac. You only go to the tarmac if you're, trying to give space to someone on the inside, going side by side through here. So this corner is one of the hot spots for overtakes. It's the prime overtaking spot, particularly because it's easy to make a move here. Again, same rule applies. If you're on the inside, you're going to have the advantage. You're going to have the advantage through this corner, but because the next three corners are left-handers, I want to second guess that. Unless you can properly secure a move and gain a full overlap by the time you exit, so that there's no chance for the car on the outside here to also dive on the inside, because it's risky as well. Especially the following turn 11. That's a risky corner. Right? So 150, no more, no less. Peak braking. As soon as you hit the second arrow, start trail braking, begin turning, load the front tires, exponential steering. The braking here was good. It was a smooth release all the way till I hit the throttle. But yeah, I was in the ABS zone for a pretty long time. Could have been smooth on the release. I was dragging the front. So this was all understeer through here. That understeer is what cost me to lose this gap, or else it would have been a tighter, smoother entry. So where? Peak, 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 peak. There we go. In fact, as soon as I start releasing, I'm already from here all the way to here. It's just understeer. If it weren't for the understeer, I would be right here. And right here, first gear, build throttle a little bit. And then once the car straightens out, that's when I hit 100%. So it's one smooth, progressive input. Don't want to push it too much. Now, this one, there are a couple of ways to play it. You can keep it tight. You can open it up to go middle, so you can brake in a straighter line here. Either way works as long as you brake in a straight line for the next turn, for turn 11. So I personally like keeping a shorter line and then braking diagonally into the corner. I brake diagonally in a straight line, and I turn in early as well. Rather early, relatively early. You do want to turn in late, not because you want to carry speed, but it's more so you don't want to hit the wall on the exit, because that's a nasty wall there. So there's two catches. One, don't hit the wall on the outside. Two, don't curb this, because if you curb this, it's very likely you're going to hit the wall and you're going to die. Don't do that. Do not curb. You can afford to brake along this curb, but that is if you're going for the wide approach, as in you just take a longer line and you start braking as soon as you hit 50-meter board. 50 meters, start braking. You're already on the line if you take the wide line and you're braking straighter instead of diagonal. So the catch, of course, if you're taking a diagonal line, you're going to have a bit more rotation to do to get to that apex. So your minimum speed here will be lower than if you took a longer line. So it's probably worth it experimenting in as well. Does the longer line, there's a slightly wider arc here. Is it worth more just so I can brake harder and straighter in a straight line and also get less rotation through here? I'm sorry, not get less rotation, but need to rotate less through here because my angle of approach for that corner is going to be less if I brake straight rather than brake diagonal. So that's two approaches. If you're on the inside, if you're overtaking, of course, you want to stay on the inside. But 50-meter board, again, no more, no less. Any less, you'll be too slow. Any more, you won't make the corner. You understeer. So the reason you want to turn early, the reason why I turn early is because before the tire wall, I want to build up the throttle because it's just kind of a little kink, a bend here. You want to carry a lot of speed through here. Too late. If you get on the throttle here, it's too late. It's a bit too late, which is why I'm getting on the throttle right here. Apex is right here in the middle. I'm getting on the throttle just before the apex. That's the rule. That's the golden rule. If the apex, the geometric apex of the corner is there, you want to throttle just before it. Exactly what we do. No more, no less. Just grazing the curb. Very, very precise. Can afford a couple inches there. Push wide all the way. No more, no less. Dangerous thing. It's dangerous because it's not the wall you're worried of. It's these tires that are coming out onto the curb that will really mess you up. These will really, really, really badly mess you up. You do not want to be anywhere close to these bad boys. So which is why you kind of have to hold back a little bit here. And you don't want to run wide early. You want to position yourself so you're not going wide here, but you're running wide here. So a little bit forward. You want to keep a tighter exit. And then here, you're alongside the wall. That was perfect. That was a flawless execution there. That was a good Sector 3 entry. Peak, 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 peak. A little bit of ABS as well, but it's fine. We got the rotation done. Build throttle. Second gear. Smoothly loading the weight on the rear. Exiting, using all the track. Okay, this kink is straightforward. It's flat out. Keep it tight. Keep it to the left. I would prefer to not curb it and just keep it smooth. Just graze this side of the curb. But if you're qualifying, I suppose you can just go over the flat part of the curb on top. Just curb it all the way. Yeah, I just kind of halfway there. It's fine. Yeah, you either take it smooth or you commit fully and get the bounce. If you kind of half-ass it, you see the car kind of just like squirming a bit there. I do lift as soon as I hop off the curb so I can let the car settle. And as soon as I hit the white line, I start applying the brake. Squeeze the brake, squeeze the brake, squeeze the brake. As soon as I hit the first grid box on the left, that's my turn marker. very late apex. Throttle, late apex is right where the pit wall is, right over here. Right? It's a very late apex here. So when I really hug it close, we did miss the final apex there. We braked as much as we can there. As far as I can on the left. Any bit more, I'll be on the grass. Get the turn in. Also, my braking, I'm going off and then going back on. So it wasn't a proper enough slowdown because of that bump over there. There we go. The bump. When I initiated the braking, the car hadn't fully settled, so I lost that initial braking performance when I peaked, which is why I hit the ABS when I hit the peak there. The car hadn't fully settled down. For peaking, as soon as you hit the first board, start turning in. Down to first gear, as soon as you initiate the turn in. Exponential steering, same as turn 9. You start the steering slow and then you gradually increase it till you reach the late apex. As soon as you're just before the tire wall, slowly build the throttle. This is too much. This is too much throttle because there's still quite a lot of turning to be done. Easy to go wide there. So just patient a little bit more patient. Okay, a bit more rotation. Hold the brakes for a wee bit longer. And then right here, right? So it's about right here. But not to 50%, maybe about 20. Start off at 20 and then a gradual squeeze as you begin unwinding the wheels slowly. Yeah, so that's the idea, and that's Adelaide. That's the lap of Adelaide. That was a 17.5. I would say, yeah, turn 1, lot of time to be found just from the braking. Same goes for 4, 5, 6, and 7. I was coasting in between coming off the brakes and getting on the throttle, so that was time to be found. I would say 10th year, 10th, half 10th, half 10th, half 10th, half 10th. So that's about 3/10ths in sector 1. Hairpin, the ABS, we took the ABS and we lost half a gap there. A 10th there. 10, 11, and 12 were actually really, really good. 13 was good. 14, probably another 10th there. Yeah. In fact, I would say there's probably a 10th and a half to 2/10ths in the final corner because we did not do that correctly because of the bounce. Because, yeah, we either got to commit all the way, use all of this track, keep the outside wheel just along the yellow line, and then brake hard diagonally and then stabilize the car. Get that sharp turn in, get that exponential steering right, turn all the way, build the throttle, squeeze, and use all the curb. It's okay to use a bit of grass, just don't overdo it. Use all the curb, open up that exit as much as you can, build up the speed. So yeah, that's 1/10, 2/10, 3, 4, 5. Yep, half a second. Right there. There you go. If that was a 17.5, I found where half a second is. Probably even more. We probably got half, maybe 6 or 7 more tenths if we really optimize absolutely everything. Right? I'm being just on the surface, looking at what we can improve on. Like, this isn't even a technique thing. Technique aside, if I use more of the track, that already is time. So that plus the technique adds up to a lot more time. So I can clearly see where we can gain half a second. So a 17 flat is already on the cards here. We can already visualize it. A 16 high is also very, very possible. But all things considered, I'm very, very pleased with this. I'm actually really, really looking forward to racing at Adelaide. It's one of the tracks that I feel the most competent on. My pace is also on fire. We need to work on consistency as well. I need to work on my qualifying pace as well. That's going to be very important because making moves at Adelaide is going to be risky and hard and dangerous. I would rather just stay in the front and defend rather than try to attack. So yeah, if there's going to be a race where we are going to get a good result, it's going to be this one. I'm going to do my best over the next couple of weeks. I'm glad we got this track guide out of the way. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all learned a thing or two. I hope it was useful. This is, of course, applicable to any car you drive. The key thing to note, of course, is just the camber. When you're transitioning from one side off camber into the cambered zone, always try to keep a mental note of the car's state of balance instead of just going flat out all the way. use the throttle. Use the throttle. Use the brakes to settle the balance of the car. Shift some weight to the rear before you allow the car to just carry more speed. Make sure you're on the limit of grip, and all things will go well. Right. There you have it. That was a lap guide of Adelaide. And I think that is going to be enough time for tonight, guys. I was going to do a few more laps, but I am getting quite winded. It's okay. It was a productive night. We came to do what we came to do. Mission accomplished. Thank you all for being here. It's been great. Hope you all learned a thing or two about Adelaide. Very fun track. It's one of my favorite street circuits on iRacing. It's a lot of fun. I think Adelaide is the one track on iRacing. Honestly, Adelaide is the track that made me enjoy street circuit racing and driving. It's a nice, dense, short layout that has a nice technical challenge, but it's also really nice and flowy. And I like it. I really, really like it. I drove it a bunch on AMS2. I liked it there, and I really, really love it now, especially with the Porsche Cup. It's a lot of fun. St. Petersburg is also a lot of fun after that. Miami, not as much. Miami doesn't quite have that flow. St. Petersburg is a lot of fun. Adelaide is a lot of fun. What other street circuit do we have? The Chicago. I'd like to get the Chicago circuit. So Chicago looks fun. But yeah, that's Adelaide. That's a lap guide. I will turn this into like a long form YouTube video down the line as well. That's why I'm doing this, for not just my own knowledge, but for all of you. And I'm going to share it out there best as I can. But yeah, either way, hope you all found it interesting. First time I did an eye tested series as well. That's going to be interesting. I'll do some of these series off stream, try to get myself to 3K, do an Optima race as well, see how that goes. We'll be back on Friday, I guess, for more iRacing, where we'll try to really whittle our lap times and consistency down, build some strategy, and start off doing with some qualifying practice early as well. You get the quali pace down, identify the tire warming strats, because it's a rather short, dense track, not a lot of spots except the back straight to warm the tires and weave. So we've got to really see what's the best way we can warm the tires up in a legal manner within the rules. So we've got to work on that. I really want to work hard for the next 3 rounds. Till then, it's been great. Hope you all had a wonderful time. Take care, stay safe, stay hydrated, enjoy the rest of your week, and I will see you all real soon.